Here it is, the first LinkedIn post feedback video that I offered to do just over a week ago. And the first one that we'll do is a post by Carla, and she's asked me to give her feedback in a video of a LinkedIn post that she recently published. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and I hope you learn something from this and you can apply it to your own posts. Now, before I start reviewing Carla's post and giving feedback on that specifically, I want to just introduce you to the format or the post framework that I recommend you adopt to get the best possible results for your LinkedIn posts. You may ask, what is a result on a LinkedIn post? In a simple sentence, your LinkedIn posts are designed or maybe have the objective of starting conversations on LinkedIn with other people. So with that in mind, let's have a quick look of how I recommend you structure a LinkedIn post. Now, this is quite interesting. Look what LinkedIn invites us to do when we are starting a post. Share your thoughts. Now, pretend we're not on a digital platform. If you're sharing your thoughts with someone, it means you're speaking to them, typically. And when you're speaking with someone, it's normally a dialogue, right? So you're speaking with the intent to get a reply from the other person, and it should be no different with a LinkedIn post. Share your thoughts so that you can get a response from others. So this is how I suggest that you should go about framing or constructing a LinkedIn post for best effect. The first thing you need to do, and I'll type it like this as a description so it's easy to follow, is you have what's commonly called a hook or an intro. And what this is designed to do is get the attention of your desired audience, your target reader, the people you're trying to reach. If your hook is ineffective, you won't grab the attention of the right people and they'll scroll straight past your post, meaning you would have wasted your time and effort writing the post and sharing it. If people don't read your post, they won't comment, which means they don't join your conversation. And then if it is wasted, you haven't made any significant impact to these right people. Now, part of your hook or your intro is also calling out and making it obvious who is the target reader and then getting their attention, piquing their curiosity. So hook is important. Secondly, is an offer. What do I mean by an offer? I mean that you should make it obvious what's in it for the reader if and when they consume your content or read your post or watch your video or click your link. If these people do not understand immediately what's in it for them, chances are very good they will again bypass your post, not knowing that there is value for them if they invest their time in consuming your content. So we need to make them an offer, tell them what to expect. Thirdly, we need to deliver the value. Keep your promise. If you said, here are 3 lessons I've learned over the last 3 years in my career, immediately, as soon as this person clicks see more, give 3 points that you said you would give them. Right? Make it obvious and give that value early on, up front. Then if you're asking a question later on, the spirit of reciprocity can kick in. And these people can actually leave their thoughts or give their response or join your conversation. So this is, in my mind, very critical. Offer value very early on so that people know what to expect and then deliver the value straight away. It's you keeping your promise to your reader, benefiting them. This shouldn't benefit you. LinkedIn posts should not be for personal gain, should not be self-centered. Then it looks like advertising. No one wants to be sold to. So go ahead and give value to the reader first. Yes, you might ask them for something later on, but first you need to give. The fourth thing is a discussion. And this is where you can unpack, lay out more information, elaborate on what you said up front, delve into personal anecdotes and stories, these kinds of things. Make it more real, show off your authority and your expertise on the topic, provide social proof, all of these things which are not always all required in the post, but serves as to reinforce the information that you're sharing, again, for the benefit of the reader, but positioning yourself as a trusted expert, for example. Lastly, call people to conversation. You should be looking for a response to your content. You should be asking people to let you know what they think, share from their experiences and their perspectives. Only then will you get a dialogue going. You want people to comment, not only so that you can have this dialogue, but so that LinkedIn takes that signal as your post being interesting and engaging and will then show it to more people. So that's how you actually hack the algorithm, is by getting more people to comment in a meaningful way. Not simply nice post, thanks for sharing, that's meaningless, but nice post, thanks for sharing. I love what you said in your third point, and based on my experience, and then there's a bit more to it than that. Okay, so these are the 5 pillars of an effective LinkedIn post, in my opinion. And let's see how this translates to the post that Carla would like me to give feedback on. I know this was a bit long-winded so far, but bear with me. Let's jump across into Carla's post and see exactly what this looks like so that I can give my feedback to it. Right, so here's Carla's post. I've just opened it up again. She's the host of the Free to Be Curious podcast. Um, let's have a look at the post and let's overlay that framework that I just described onto this post and see how well it tallies up, how well it matches up. So firstly, let's look at what grabs attention here. What grabs attention are 2 things in a post when you scroll and you come upon the next person's post in the feed. Firstly, the intro, the attention-grabbing opening sentence or opening line in conjunction with the graphic or the image or the photograph, whatever is being used. Intro here, our latest Free to Be Curious podcast episode is here. Unfortunately, this neither calls out a target audience or mentions an issue or a topic which your target audience may find important. It is, I would categorize as self-centered, being about you, not about the reader. But that's very, very easy to turn around. Again, we're excited to feature. Now you're talking about yourself rather than talking about the audience, about the reader. So this makes your opening not as strong as it could be. But this is a little bit further down. We're excited to feature this expert. And you'll be talking about biotech cleaning solutions. So you can discover how Greenworks is revolutionizing the cleaning industry, promoting health and championing environmental sustainability. Combine that with the graphic. And this graphic to me is interesting. It's bright, it's colorful, it does grab my attention. There's a person over there smiling, looking friendly. So this is not terrible. To me personally, it feels a bit overproduced with product photos, shots in there, a person, logos, and a lot of text, and it's quite busy. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I might feel like this is part of an advertising campaign if I don't read it properly, and I might scroll past. So my advice here would be to simplify it. Don't get rid of your logo. Focus on the people, though. You can focus on maybe yourself, Carla, with John in there. I don't know how you recorded this, if it was a Zoom meeting or if you were in completely different places, but the 2 of you in the same graphic could be more powerful of an attention grabber, because on LinkedIn, of course, we're human beings. We're drawn to connect to other people. This is the major force on LinkedIn, being social media, is the social element, the human element. So I always advise everybody, shy away from being overproduced in terms of the imagery. Make it more authentic, more real life, true story. Okay. After looking at the intro and the hook, I would start, if it was me, with this as a value proposition, that what I've highlighted. Discover how Greenworks is revolutionizing the cleaning industry, promoting health and championing environmental sustainability. Now, health, sustainability, and the environment are hot topics. Many people care about this. So that's why I believe you should start. So mention those things up front, but also, again, who is this for? Is this for facilities managers? Is this for housewives? Like, I don't actually know without listening to the podcast, without delving into it too deeply. But that you need to make obvious up front. In this enlightening conversation, this is the next part. You'll uncover the secrets behind the groundbreaking product health declaration certification and the remarkable savings their products offer and their impact on reducing environmental footprints. So this to me is the offer of value. Remember that framework I described, the second point? Open your post to grab attention. The second line must immediately offer something valuable to the reader, and this is it. But it needs to be condensed. And so the whole post, as you see it here, these 2 paragraphs should be 2 sentences, one to grab attention, one to make an offer. And then even if I don't listen to the podcast, I don't follow you on LinkedIn because I'm interested in podcasts. I follow you on LinkedIn because of who you are, what you do, and what you bring to me in terms of content, right? I follow you because I'm opting in to hear from you on the platform, not off the platform. Maybe I'm not a podcast person. So I want the highlights package of the podcast in text in your post, please. And in that way, if you give me those, could be 3, 4, 5 bullet points, is you delivering on your promise. You've grabbed my attention, you've made me an offer, you deliver the value, and then, of course, you can elaborate, discuss a little bit. Because it's a podcast, you don't need to do too much of that, because if I'm really interested, I can click the link, listen to the podcast, and that's great. Now, again, what's missing over here for me is the call to conversation. What am I supposed to do? What is my next step? If you don't call the audience to a next step, they will not take a next step. Don't forget that we want to start conversations. Out of conversations come opportunities. So don't miss the call to conversation part at the end. This is vitally, vitally important. What's cool here is that you've tagged John J. Kutsia with an email @sign. So his name is blue. I can click on it. I can go to his profile. This is wonderful. You also tagged his company, and I would advise people not to tag company pages in a LinkedIn post for the reason that LinkedIn will limit your reach. When LinkedIn sees you trying to promote a company, they will limit your reach. This is algorithmic, but this is for the reason that LinkedIn wants companies to buy advertising campaigns. This is one of LinkedIn's main streams of revenue. So LinkedIn wants companies to pay for the pleasure of exposure. They don't want to get free exposure via your posts. So put down their name, maybe even hashtag their name, but don't tag them if you want the best post performance. And then here are some hashtags. At the moment, it's pretty well known. Hashtags on LinkedIn are becoming less meaningful. I don't know exactly if LinkedIn will penalize the reach of your post because of the 8 hashtags that are here. I think 8 or 9, but you don't need to hashtag as much because it has very little effect on LinkedIn these days. So I would go with less hashtags rather than more. 3 is good. Okay. And then here I can see that it is a YouTube link. I can go click on that, go to YouTube, listen to and watch the podcast. That's cool because that might be my next step. You might call me to go and have a look and a listen. Let me know what you think, or mention something that resonates with you, or ask your questions in the comments, because then you're getting people to do something. Remember also on LinkedIn, when I say I mean LinkedIn wants to keep people on their platform. If you're asking me to click a YouTube link, where am I going? YouTube. What happens if I'm on YouTube? I don't leave YouTube for the next 2.5 hours because I get stuck watching cat videos. This is what LinkedIn does not want to happen. So LinkedIn will penalize the reach of your post because it wants to keep people on platform. So that was basically a quick feedback for me. A lot of tips that you can apply. I'm happy to answer any questions. Carla and anybody else that wants to chime in over here. I hope you find this useful. I don't profess to be 100% right about all of this stuff. These are my opinions, my perspectives. based on what I've seen working and what works for my clients, my coaching clients that I work with, as well as other people, that are very, very successful on LinkedIn who are doing things very well. Thanks, Carla, for giving me the opportunity to roast your post. Hope it's helpful. I'm more than happy to entertain any questions or give you some help and advice in the future.